One of the key things is with a multi-branch environment, we have staff who rotate or staff who move between branches. We had common problems, for example, where somebody might ring in sick one morning and nobody else had a key for that branch. You've got to get someone to drive over from head office and meet people there with keys. Just lots of logistical problems like that, and that kind of commonly took up a couple of hours of people's time every week. We have 12 branches, so to have a centralised view of everything that's going on within those branches is really important. But then also as a regulated financial services provider, so there's certain things that we need to be able to do. There's certain rooms, even within this building, that most people can come in and out of the main doors of the stairwell, things like that. But there's certain rooms within the building where access should be segregated. I think that's a really key feature for us, and the ability to change that ourselves and not be relying on having to call in someone for support puts a lot of control back in our hands as a credit union. When you've got 12 branches, there's lots of things go wrong. It's made a significant time saving for us, that ability to avoid people having to travel with keys. Secondly, from a compliance perspective, we're much better able to manage our security policies now. It doesn't matter if you forget to hand back your fob when you're leaving, we can just terminate access instantly. It doesn't matter if you are going to a branch where you don't normally go and you don't have access to that branch on your fob. We can change it in a second centrally from the control panel. And then from an external oversight point of view, the central bank are very concerned about our systems of control, and we can demonstrate very clearly how we can control the premises, lock down the premises, and then control certain areas within the premises and have a full audit trail and log of what goes on, and I think that's critical. First and foremost, from a staff safety point of view, it's not just a case of having a little fob that allows us in and out of the doors. The whole locking mechanisms and doors have changed. We've got much more robust locks on them now, and from a staff point of view, it just feels safer, it looks safer. Not only that, we didn't just take all the doors that we've got and put locks on them. There was a full overview and a full site survey done. Some of our doors were deemed not appropriate and they weren't the right level of door for what we needed. And getting all of that work done and knowing, we've gone around all of the buildings, we've analysed what doors need to be maybe more secure than they were, and that work has all been done now. So from a staff safety point of view, it's really important that when we've got staff working in our premises, that our duty of care to them to keep them safe. One of the things from an operational resilience perspective is the ability, if something goes wrong, to stand back up your operations and to not have interruptions, if you like. Security is key. We can't have interruptions in our security, and this system, it's always on, if you like. So I think that's really important. There are other locks that we had beforehand that weren't necessarily compliant, where you had to fob out of a room. You don't want to be trying to fob out of a room if you've got an emergency or a fire, for example. You need to just be able to get out quickly, and all of that has been looked after and changed, both from a central bank regulatory point of view, but also from a health and safety. It's brought us up to the level where we need to be at. All of us in credit unions have problems from time to time trying to get jobs done because you're managing multiple vendors. So this project would have been really difficult for us if we had to work with integrated security for locks. If we then had to say, well, you know, these doors and these branches aren't suitable, so we've got to go and find a joiner or whoever to put new doors in. That ability to get everything done under one roof made this really a kind of a seamless process. So what I'd encourage any credit union to look at these things, to look at the real drivers of what is it that you need. Write out the 4 or 5 things that you need to achieve, and then go and take a look at integrated security, because certainly what we found is they ticked all of those boxes that we had. Anytime you invest in something new, there's a series of promises that are made at the outset when you agree to sign up for something, and then there's your lived experience afterwards, okay? And from time to time that can be different, and I think one of the first things that we found is from day one, this did exactly what it was supposed to do, and that was really important. The other thing is though, nothing that you buy is ever 100% perfect. You can always have a technical problem, you can always have something go wrong. One of the things I found with Killian and the team at Integrated Security is that if there is something where there's a slight problem, then they're straight away accessible on the phone, and their turnaround time and their response time for fixing issues is second to none. If every vendor that I dealt with responded to things as quickly as Integrated Security do, I'd be a really happy man.